And welcome once again to another episode of Let's Talk Tresco. Of course, every other week or so, we get together and we get to meet a lot of the new people and people in general and everybody involved with Tresco. Today, we've got a very special guest. But in case you were wondering, what is Tresco? Well, for the past 55 years, in fact, the 55th anniversary this year, Tresco has been providing professional and individual services, supports, and opportunities to people of any age with differing abilities, their families, and the communities that they serve. Currently providing services in 12 counties throughout New Mexico. There are three main divisions. There are TOTS Early Intervention, Day One Home Visiting, and Tresco Works. And for all of their services, if you want to learn a little bit more, you can always head over to their website, trescoinc.org, or give them a call at 575-528-2200. And our guest today is somebody I'm very excited about because she's been behind the scenes on every single one of these podcasts. Today, we finally get to sit down with Miss Stacie Allen. How are you doing today,
I'm
Stacie?
great. How are you?
Are you excited? You're in front of the
Happy
camera.
podcast day! Toot, toot, toot. This
And-
is why I'm behind the scenes.
Yeah. I am going to say this just to get it out of the way. This is one of the reasons I really love doing all these podcasts. And one of them is Stacie here. Now, your official title is Community Engagement Manager.
Yes, sir.
What is a Community Engagement Manager?
I am here to connect everyone in the community externally and internally with what we do.
Mhm.
I need to make sure you know what our mission is, the impact of our mission, and how you can get involved.
Okay. And that community engagement involves things like this podcast. Like,
Correct?
I think we were talking before, why do we even do the podcast?
Well,
Other than just to meet awesome people like Stacie.
exactly. Every other Wednesday we
Yeah.
have podcast day. But no, it's just another avenue of a marketing tool, a source where we can connect to you, our viewers out there, about what we do for Tresco and what we do for the families that we serve and the individuals that we provide opportunities for.
Exactly. That what Tresco means to a lot of people that work for it, what Tresco means to the community, and that connection that they have right there. And you are really helping to facilitate that connection between the community and Tresco.
Well, thank you. I enjoy my job. I have a lot of fun. I work hard, but I have a lot of fun. Otherwise, it's not worth doing. But I mean, our mission for 55 years is worth doing. And for another 55 more years, I mean, the impact and the change that we create in people's lives is priceless. And I am so honored to have the job to share that with individuals of what we do, why we do, and where we're at and how people can support or become part of the Tresco family, whether it's becoming a staff, joining our board of directors, or enrolling one of their family and their loved ones into our programs.
Absolutely. And of course, we will talk a lot about Tresco a little bit later and what's been going on right now. But right now, as you've seen me do, before, I want to go ahead and get to know Stacie and what it is that, first off, what brought you to Tresco?
A friend of mine let me know there was a job opening here and just thought I'd be a good fit. I'm very involved in the community. I'm a people person. I can never stop talking. I'm that person that elevator that's like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? What floor are you doing? What's going on? And so he just thought this would be a good opportunity. I have many years of nonprofit management and leadership. And so I thought it'd be a really good fit. And I met with leadership and researched the job a little bit. And it was just calling to me. It just opened up my heart. And I knew that I would be doing good things and be part of something that's bigger than me.
Yeah. And like I said, that isn't obviously you can see that she was a good fit for her job. Absolutely, you can see that. But what were you doing beforehand? I mean, are you from Las Cruces? Are you from the area?
No, I'm from Phoenix, born and raised.
Right.
It's hotter than heck over there right now. So,
Yeah, I think they've reached their record number of days, over 110.
yes, I'm not envious of that. At least
Yeah.
here, it's hot here, but we cool down in the evening, so I enjoy that. But
Yeah, it's not 110 at midnight.
exactly.
Having lived in Phoenix myself, it can get there for sure.
For sure. But no, I moved here to go to college and thought I'd be here for a couple of years and move back home. But I just fell in love with the community and I got a job right away outside of college. And I've just kind of planted my roots, have a beautiful family here. And this is my home.
Yeah. Absolutely. That is so awesome. And how long have you been with Tresco?
I've been with Tresco going on 2 years this fall.
Is it only
Two
been 2
fabulous
years?
years. I know they're so happy they've got
It
me.
seems like it's been years. Like I've only been working with Stacie for the past year or so.
Mhm.
Actually, it's the past year this past month, I think.
Yes.
And it just seems like everybody knows you, everybody loves you, and everybody that like you've been
Oh,
doing
thanks.
this job for years. And that's I feel like I've known you for years
Mhm.
just in this time that we've had together.
There's a
Okay,
little.
if you, I'm just
Let's
gonna
be clear
preface
here.
this. Yeah, I am not randomly just trying to. There is a small bug in here that has been bugging us, and we can't seem to get it. So if we randomly start clapping, that's it. It's
We're trying to get the mat
yeah.
here.
I don't know what it is, but it
But
is
no, I
definitely
mean, it's been 2 years. That's a short period of time, but I feel like I've been here for many more years because I'm so ingrained in the mission.
Mhm.
And it truly is a family. We get to know each other, we support each other. We're all involved. We've got over 300 employees. It's a lot of individuals and paths to connect with. And I enjoy getting out in the field and asking people, why are you part of Tresco? What do you do? What does it mean to you? And I have that joy of taking that information and sharing it with the community and our customers and our supporters that we're moving strong.
yeah.
We're here. We've been here for a long time, and we've got a lot more to do.
Absolutely. So you've actually accomplished a lot, I think, in your couple of years since you've been here. And I know that everybody that I've talked to really enjoys the work that they do. And it's obviously you enjoy the work that you do.
Right.
You know, Stacie has definitely earned the nickname Glitter Bomb because if you get anywhere near Stacie, you will automatically feel better and be covered in glitter and spread the good news and the goodness all over the place because that's just what you do. And I think this is a perfect fit, and this job is awesome for you because you do get to do that. And because of you, I've actually met a lot of people here at Tresco that are amazing people. They've got
Mhm.
amazing stories, especially some of these people that we've been talking to for the 55th anniversary
Right.
that have been a part of Tresco in the past and some of the things that they've accomplished. Um, and I learn more and more every single time I come in. So just thank you for that. I thank
Well,
you for that opportunity. It's pretty
of
awesome.
course, thank you for your time and letting us do this because there are so many stories here at Tresco. I mean, you can ask your neighbor, have you heard of Tresco? Yes, my neighbor had their kid enrolled in the TOTS program. Or actually, I knew somebody who had a loved one who could not really compete in the normal workforce, but Tresco Works provides opportunities for persons with varying
Yeah.
abilities because we all have something to offer. Tresco touches, it's kind of that 6 degree of separation of Kevin Bacon. I mean, we've got Tresco in everyone's lives because we've been here for so long. We're in 12 counties, spreading throughout
And
the
growing.
state,
Yeah. And
growing.
growing.
We're heading up north, so that's super exciting. But I just love to be in a room of individuals, and Tresco can come up and it sparks a conversation of a memory or a milestone reached or an opportunity that someone had because of Tresco.
Yeah, absolutely. When I first moved here in 1995, I became aware of Tresco because of their works program,
Mhm.
which I think a lot of people in the community were aware of that program. And then as time has gone along, and as I learned from talking to some of your board members and everything else, that mission that Tresco started with has changed. It's evolved and adding the Day One program
Mhm.
and the TOTS intervention program, and then of course continuing with the works program it's just something that has allowed Tresco to grow with that. And once again, I could say I'm the perfect example of how you have accomplished your job because I've learned so much through that, and I do pass it along. And everybody
Mhm.
that I've talked to in the community that I always have some great things to say about Tresco and the Tresco family because you're right, I think it very much is a family
Right.
that they have through there. But okay, we figured out why we do the podcast, but I know you have so many other different things that you've got going on at times. So what else is involved with your job? What that you're doing?
Um, I work on a quarterly newsletter that goes out to our stakeholders to talk about legislative issues, compliance issues,
Mhm.
testimonials, growth of our program, meet with our customers to see how our quality of our work is going along, help share the word with other community boards and other nonprofits because we all got to work together.
Mhm.
Yes, we have our mission and our goal, but it's so overlapping. So we want to make sure that we're at the table with other coalitions and groups that are providing services to families and individuals because we can help each other. I mean, the more that we can support, the more that we can offer, it's a win-win for everybody. I mean,
Yep.
this is not my community. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's all of ours. So what can we do together? That's working together and bridging that gap.
And thus the definition of community in
Engage-
general, right
yeah,
there. Yeah.
I'm trying to engage everyone in our community to what Tresco does, the impact, and how you can support and how you can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really interesting when you talk about working with other organizations and everything else like that, because I've run into you in the wild just recently, and I'm going
Yeah.
like, yeah, because everybody's supporting everybody in some of the things that they do, which I think is pretty awesome. And I do. Stacie is a friend of mine on the social media stuff. Always got some posts with all kinds of things that you're doing to represent Tresco in the community with other
Yes.
organizations and everything else like that you've been recently a part of. So I think it's pretty cool. You got a cool job,
I do have a
Stacie,
cool
and it
job.
fits you
I'm
so
really
well.
lucky. And
So
sorry to interrupt,
No, no,
but
no.
I think something that I just live by and try to instill this in my kids is wherever you go,
Mm.
when you leave, you want to make sure that environment or that room is in a better position from when you got there.
Mhm.
So I don't know if our paths are going to cross again. I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow or I'll see you consistently. Either way, we're on this earth to use our like love and ability to help each other,
Mhm.
and that should be everyone's daily goal. Ooh, goosebumps!
Yeah,
That was
I
a good
know.
show.
So this is what I said. Stacie comes in the room, and then suddenly you just get this sense
Thank
of
you.
optimism and things that are going on, and you take it with you for the rest of the day. So, but of course, Tresco is celebrating their 55th anniversary this year.
Yes.
You've been doing a lot of things to go ahead and help out with that. Anything that you've got coming along here that
Well, yeah, we've had some kind of mini celebrations throughout the year and
Mhm.
talking about our decades of success and growth. And like you said,
I heard you had a presentation.
I did.
Yeah,
Where?
that little presentation that you were talking about, that you had a little
Well, I present a lot, so
Okay.
there could be a lot. But I would love to present to anybody out there. I mean, I'm here to talk about those milestones, and 55 years is a lot of change and growth, but
Mhm.
we adapt to become flexible with our mission to make sure we're providing the right services to all our families and individuals that we serve. And we're in our mid-year of our 55th anniversary, and I've been going out in the field and meeting with past alumni, past families who've had
Mhm.
children, people who've been part of Tresco Works and have learned new skills and had that upward mobility to like then expand to another company. And I really want that call to action. If you've been part of our mission, if you know someone who's been part of a mission, I would love to talk to them. They could be in my seat right here with Gino on the podcast, sharing their experience every other
Absolutely.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just snapping a photo, doing an interview, an article. I need you out there as our walking billboards to share the impact, because I'm only one person and there's so much to share. And it's like an onion, it's layer by layer. And there's so much I've not heard or learned.
Mhm.
I'm asking for that help for that
That-
Tresco alumni.
Absolutely. Bring those stories I hear, because that's what I love about that. Hearing those stories and then being able to share them with everybody that watches the podcast and everything, because I think that is actually a good way to go ahead and spread that message, send that message on there. And like you said, there's a whole lot uh, of love and care that goes into Tresco. And even just in your short couple of years, I mean, there's some things that come to mind with your experiences already that just kind of, I would say, just kind of give a good example of what Tresco is and what they do.
There's so many success stories. I think I've met many individuals that their life has changed.
Mhm.
I mean, whether they're part of our Tresco Works department and they're out in one of our 68 contracts out throughout the state, they're making a living, they're paying their taxes, they're buying a car, they're moving out on their own. That's a huge thing. Those little things matter
Mhm.
also, and they're changing lives. Or meeting with parents who their kid who just hadn't hit that mark yet of, oh, they should be talking by this time. And that first word they finally do hear, it lights them up. I mean, it just ignites that passion and that support where we need to reach more children and families to have that moment of their own, because
Mhm.
we're not all cookie cutters. It's not like this day you do this day you do this. when we talked last time, we're all the kernels and the popcorn.
the kernels
We
and
all
popcorn.
pop at different times. Some kernels need some extra support.
Just a little extra time, just a little extra support.
So I think meeting with those families and then also having people come back who've been part of the program and seeing where they're at today. Or I've graduated high school. I now have a master's degree, or I've got the best job that, I have a purpose. It's very rewarding. Never a dull moment here. I mean, we work hard, but you got to add that fun to it. We've got some magical moments that I get to share with everybody.
And that's something that just popped into my mind because we've talked with other people that have gone through the program before and some great people. And part of your job, and once again, I think you do an excellent job with this, is that sometimes when we're talking about some of these, I don't know any other way to put it other than some of the stigma about development, or some of the stigma about those that can work, and some of the work that they can do. And what Tresco does to eliminate that, because like you said, there's so many talented people out there in the works program, and a lot of the parents that are worried about, my kid can't get labeled as something like this because of that. That getting rid of that stigma and getting rid of that idea about the programs like this is one of the things that I think in your job in particular is very key in letting the community know that there is none of that. All we're working towards a similar goal, and that like you said, we're not cookie cutter. Everybody's a little bit different, and those differences are really a great way that we can incorporate into our community.
Well, and it's that fear of the unknown. We want to break that fear, that stigma, the labeling. Everybody has something to offer. I mean, the term, people with disabilities, let's flip that around. Persons with varying abilities. Doesn't mean they don't have anything to offer. They have something to offer, and that's showcasing that. Just different is good.
Different is absolutely good.
Learn from each other. And if somebody needs that accommodation or extra training or some continued support, we provide that, because we're giving people an opportunity to share their worth with other individuals. How do you not want to be part of that?
I know. And that's what I think, that when you say that community and that family, that's what Tresco is. And everybody that I've talked to definitely represents that. And I think that's pretty awesome. Yeah. All right. Now, I did know that we have a few things coming up here that you wanted to go ahead and mention. In fact, I think pretty soon here you've got a trip to Washington.
Yes. So every year, myself and a self-advocate, who's a person with varying abilities that is part of our Tresco Works program, we go to Washington, D.C. to meet with Source America, which is kind of like a parent company that helps us provide these opportunities. And we're going to go to D.C., Capitol Hill, and we're going to have some meetings with our New Mexico delegation and talk about these issues. There are still some strong restrictions and capping on people that have a disability, and we're going to share our impact because we're their constituents and they need to work for us. So we're going to go to their turf on Capitol Hill and meet with them and talk about our mission and talk about our impact and where we can work together as a partnership, because they don't need to do all the work, nor do I. It is a partnership. So how do we move that pendulum the right way together? Because people who have varying abilities deserve to make money. They deserve opportunities, and we need to stop that cap and that glass ceiling. So
absolutely.
I'm super excited. DC is a little humid in September, but curly hair,
Well, I've been there, done that. I think I've showed you a couple of pictures. But hopefully we will be able to hook up with Stacie and their delegation when they go up there as well, to go ahead and do that. If we have to do a little pre-recording at a certain time or something else like that, definitely something that we can do. So hopefully we'll be able to share Stacie's experiences in DC. Stacie in DC. Okay. So that we can have a whole lot of fun and find out how that trip is going, and definitely keep in touch with everything that's going on.
And that's in September.
That's
so that'll be a good fall. And then October is National Disability Employment Awareness Month. That is where Tresco steps forward, speaks our voice to businesses to let them know that how amazing this workforce is. Yeah. Again, like I talked about, sometimes accommodations or extra training is needed, but someone who has an opportunity that thought maybe they would never have an opportunity in the workforce, they are the most loyal employees. They're very good with routines. They're so much about teamwork and inclusion. I mean, we want businesses to be educated, that do not be fearful. Do not be scared of the unknown. Let Tresco work with you and provide opportunities and help people grow and have that upward mobility to being an inclusive part of the community.
Absolutely.
So we're excited for that.
Absolutely. And so that's got you. So you've got a busy fall yet. You've got the second half of your 55 years. So, there's a lot to look forward to. And then, as we say that you guys are in 12 counties right now. Tresco is growing. Tresco is moving. Tresco is evolving. And it's just like you get very excited because you can't wait to see what's going to be coming up, next. And everything else is pretty awesome in that respect.
Well, I would invite everybody to go to our website, which is trescoinc.org, which talks about TOTS, early intervention services, day one home visiting, and Tresco Works. And it shows all the contracts that we work with Tresco Works, has a map of all the cities that we're in. And of course, our satellite offices in Anthony and TRC and Hobbs, New Mexico. Get on our site, get involved, and learn more about us. Gina, we're going to give my number and my email. I want you to call me. I want to get to know you and answer questions and eliminate those barriers of the fear of not knowing and how we can become partners.
And of course, the offices right here in Las Cruces at Copper Loop. You can come down, very easy to find. And in fact, I think you've consolidated some of the programs, so a lot of them are here. So you've got we could just call this Tresco campus of the different things that they have available right here. So even just stopping by and asking some questions, they'll get you to the right place, or they'll get you in the right person.
Yeah, 1800 Copper Loop. Come give us a visit. We'd be more happy to do a tour. And we've got our Tresco Works, our day one, our TOTS program here, and there's a lot to share. So come on and visit.
Absolutely. And we're going to kind of wrap things up because she is a busy person. And she said she walked in saying, "Oh my goodness, so many things happened," and the glitter bomb went off as soon as she walked in. But I know this is you are a busy person because you really did do a lot. And I would say this, that Stacie told me something that I didn't even realize, that we have the anniversary of the ADA, the Americans with Disabilities Act, that was signed by George Washington, right?
George Bush.
Okay. She said George Washington.
Don't talk about what we talk about off camera.
Sorry. All right. Sorry. No,
33 years to this day. I mean, that's an amazing movement. But you think, gosh, it's only been 33 years. It should have been many years prior to that.
Yeah, it should have been. And it blew my mind because I could say, I was in my 20s 33 years ago. And for those of you who don't know, I actually have a hearing problem and I'm deaf in my left ear. And it never dawned on me that the ADA wasn't even around when I was a kid. It wasn't even there to go ahead and help those out. There's at least 3 of them now I can see. Oh, it's right there. I was trying to hold off, but those little bugs right there, one just landed on my forehead. So what was I even saying, Stacie?
But knowing that the ADA, I mean, it's there to increase accessibility and opportunities for people who have a disability. And just think that was only 33 years ago. I mean, we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go to make sure.
Absolutely.
But it creates a society that's together, equitable, and inclusive. And I'm thankful 33 years ago that this happened, and I'm part of a nonprofit today that's our mission, is providing that resources and accessibility and do some pretty cool stuff.
I think it's pretty awesome in itself. So thanks for letting me know that. That's probably going to be a few more posts on my social media today.
Okay.
And any last words so that you want to say for Tresco? I'm sorry. I'm happy and smiling because Stacie is here and she is a glitter bomb. She brings a layer of positivity to anybody that she talks to.
I thought you were going to tell me I'm like these gnats we've got going along.
No, not at all.
In this office right now.
I'm going to put it this way. Most people would get nervous. Stacie was very, very nervous about doing this. I'm a little behind the curtain. She's very, very nervous. But, with your personality and everything else like that, I wouldn't be surprised, if you kicked me out and you started hosting this because you just have that one. Oh, wait, no, I mean,
that's an idea.
No, are there any last words that you have to say? Anything that you want to say to anybody about Tresco, or maybe some of the things that they're coming up to go ahead and let them know before we go?
I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody out there. Thank you to the families that trusted Tresco to have their loved one part of one of our programs. And thank you to those individuals who are on our board of directors, who make a choice to work at Tresco, to put forth the mission every day in everything that they do. And for those that maybe are not part of Tresco or don't know about Tresco, call me. I am here. I would love to have coffee, lunch, get to know you, share the mission. Come, I invite you to become a champion of change, because change is good, and together we can make the best change for everyone in our community.
Absolutely. That's a good message right there. And do we have your number right now?
Yes. So my number is 575-528-2206.
Okay.
Or you can email me, sallen, ALLEN, @trescoinc.org.
Absolutely. And once you understand, once you get around Stacie, you will understand why we call her the Glitter Bomb. Well, Glitter Bomb, you have exploded,
Did it.
and everybody on the internet knows right now. So thanks a lot for hanging out with us on Tresco Talks. Thanks a lot for Stacie for taking the time to go ahead and get this done. Even though she would be here anyway, she'd just be sitting behind the camera now.
But this is more fun.
Yeah, we got to
I'd
do
like to
this
come
again.
back again.
Every once in a while, we should just do a little update.
Yeah,
figure
I
out what's
love
going
that.
on.
That's a good idea.
But of course, we'll be back in a couple more weeks, and we will talk a little bit more Tresco.
Bye.
Bye.